Welcome back. Now, just taking a step away from the stock market action into all that's been happening at Indian airports all through yesterday, in fact, the day before as well, with huge flight cancellations reported. And these are the scenes that you've seen across airports. And if you look at social media feeds, they're completely littered with passengers sharing a lot of anguish, huge delays, 2, 3, 4 hours, flight cancellations. That's what we have seen. And IndiGo has seen the maximum impact with over 150 flights cancelled, leaving thousands of travelers completely stranded. Now, what has gone wrong? Is it due to the new norms, the FDTL norms, which basically limit the number of working hours, give the crew and pilots more rest? Is it that? Is it something else? Is it a technical failure? And what's the way forward? I mean, whether it has an implication for the IndiGo stock or not, we'll see that at 9 o'clock when the pre-open opens. But right now, let's just understand what's happening on ground. Devesh Agarwal, chief analyst at BangaloreAviation.com, is with us. Mr. Agarwal, thanks so much for this quick conversation. I saw that letter from the Pilots Association, and they also issued their statement. Pilots are saying that airlines were not prepared. These norms were always coming. They were going to be implemented in a phased manner. The airline seems to be saying that it's maybe some, runway or ATC or technical issue. What's really happening on ground?
Hi, good morning. Firstly, thank you for having me on your show. The Chinese have a curse. They say, may you die of 1,000 cuts. So what you're seeing is essentially things that have been happening for about a week now, in the sense that there was issues with weather down in Colombo and in Chennai. Then you had this Airbus A320 software issue come up. You have failure of a baggage belt in Delhi. You have some issue going on in Bangalore. You have some issue going on in Hyderabad. And these are all in and of itself very minor. But on top of this whole thing, as you very rightly said, it was the new norms, and it was partly driven by the AI 171 crash, where the world's focus suddenly turned on India.
Yeah.
And up till now, the DGCA kind of listened to the airlines. And if you see, the issue is not just limited to IndiGo. Even Air India a few days back said, we had a technical issue with a third-party provider of services. Who the third party was. So, I'm told that even in IndiGo, there was an issue with a major software company. They are facing their own issues. I think Microsoft Azure services went down. So it's all these very small things. But the coup de grace, so to speak, is this FDTL issue, which airlines all these years have been, along with DGCA, they've been managing to postpone it. And things came to a head. Yeah. And this year they expected that, again, they will get an extension. And when the DGCA give them an extension, things have gone a bit haywire.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I think that letter, the pilots union letter, also seems to be indicating, almost alleging that at some level, this is airlines trying to arm twist the DGCA back. Saying that, we simply cannot meet the new norms, so give us another extension. Perhaps that's one piece of the story. So, my limited question now, because we're running into market open and Interglobe Aviation is a listed stock. In your assessment, could this have any far-reaching consequences if the DGCA does not allow an extension? I don't know how quickly they can get more pilots. Is there a pilot shortage at IndiGo? And could it have real implications for the airline's day-to-day operations?
Okay, so what you're already beginning to see is IndiGo saying, I'm going to cut back my operation by about 10%. So in a way, it's a tacit admission. See, also another thing, please appreciate, is the way the IndiGo network is constructed, unlike other airlines. IndiGo operates a lot of what they call point-to-point. And what they'll do is they'll do something like, say, Bhubaneswar to Guwahati. Other airlines will say, I'll take you from Bhubaneswar to Kolkata and then from Kolkata to Guwahati. So what's happening and I'm very sure a lot of the viewers will see, many times they will see IndiGo crew deadheading. That means they sit as a passenger on one particular flight. I recently went to Bhubaneswar. The crew that was supposed to operate the Bhubaneswar back to Bangalore flight was flying to Bhubaneswar as a passenger. Now, IndiGo is going to have to restructure their network. They are going to ask DGCA. They're going to do everything that they will to optimize the whole situation. Having said that, IndiGo, in my opinion, is a very professionally run organization. And so I expect them within 48 hours at least they have been bold enough to say, yes, we are cutting back capacity in order to, kind of reset the whole situation. I don't see too many Indian corporations being willing to do that and say, I'm willing to cut back on capacity. So that's speaking positive. IndiGo stock will definitely take a hit in the short term, and I must give a disclosure. I'm an IndiGo shareholder myself. So, but I definitely feel that there will be a hit in the short term, but on the long term basis, I think it's shall we say, par for the course. The airline is very professionally run, and they will come.
Sir, just a quick, small question here. The allotment of slots, now that is an ongoing thing, and slots are allotted not for 1 or 2 days, right? Now, if IndiGo's capacity cut continues, it's 10% now, then we run into the winter schedule. Is there any risk of IndiGo being asked to give up some slots?
The winter schedule already began. It always begins on the last Sunday in October. So if anything, IndiGo is assured of its slots during this winter season, and it needs to operate the slots. Even there's like a minimum set of operations. If you notice, another airline based out of Delhi, I don't want to name them, but they've been repeatedly failing on meeting their slot assignments, and still they, somehow operate just the right number of flights to retain those slots. Okay. I don't see that happening at IndiGo. What I see is, what will happen is you will see the passenger load factors of IndiGo increasing because their number of flights will reduce.
Has reduced.
So the same number of passengers are going to travel on that airline, albeit on a fewer number of flights.
No, absolutely.
You may have a few passengers shifting to other airlines,
but
IndiGo still has the best reputation in terms of on time and
we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us. Good speaking with you, and appreciate you coming on. We can continue this discussion. Sorry, apologies. We're running at a market open. 15 minutes away is where the market open is at.